All right, so let's kick it off. I think we could start. 11 people. This is definitely not bad. So, welcome everybody to our weekly webinar. My name is Vlasti. I'm the founder of Leadspicker. Together with me today here is Thomas. He's responsible for the product. It's my right hand. He knows more than me about the product. Very talented guy. So he will be co-hosting this webinar with me today. So, what we are going to do today? Um, Today, we would like to show you how we scrape any amount of leads from, yeah, yeah, more AI coming in. That's transcriber. Yeah, that's fine. So we will be showing you how we are using our LinkedIn scraper to get as many leads as you want from LinkedIn, with the advantage that, unlike other tools, your account doesn't get blocked if if you really want to get to a certain amount. We'll explain later why we do this, because it's not about scraping thousands or tens of thousands leads and then reaching out to everybody. It's because we want to analyze the people. We want to look at their website, look for information at the website, look at information on their LinkedIn profile, look at their LinkedIn post, and look for some relevancy, look for some signals to see if actually this person not only is a fit to my criteria, but also might be right now, ready to ready to buy, ready to start conversation with you. So we will through all of this. We will be using our tool Leadspicker, where all the scrapers and GPT for relevancy check, everything is built into one click. So if you haven't signed up yet, you can sign up, and we will give you 1,000 additional credits so you can play around, and you can also follow the webinar. So I think we can kick it off. So Tom will be adding the credits, and I will share my screen and start. By the way, if you have any questions, you can ask on the way. Don't worry, I want to make this interactive. So if you have questions, just raise your hand, or shoot the message to the chat. It should work. Okay, so let me kick it off.
Also, if you already have an account in a Leadspicker, feel free to use basically the chat bubble and write directly to Intercom, and I will also upload you the credits. It's not only for new sign-up users, but
Yep.
also if you already have account. Also, time to time, it can happen that you have only trial account. I will try to prolong also the trial if your trial already end, to test it out everything what Vlasti was showing basically
Mhm.
during this webinar.
All right. So here is document. I think it will be quite useful because we have some data sample for later, but today we will actually show you how to get your own data from LinkedIn, and some more prompts that we will actually go through during the workshop. So let's kick it off. This is how it looks when you sign up to the platform. We have a lot of predefined or pre-built templates on different marketing or lead generation workflows. Some of them are around monitoring people on LinkedIn, monitoring LinkedIn posts or any topics. Some other are about monitoring job portals for and looking for signals. And today we will focus on the Sales Navigator. I will start from scratch, and I will call. I'm just creating a new project. So let's call the project. Uh, let's call the project webinar. Webinar. Well, oh, 2024. All right. Let's do it like this. All right. So what we need to do first is that we need to get some data into the project. Uh, Of course, we can upload any database that you might have and then continue working on this. But this topic of the webinar is how we can actually scrape leads at scale. So I would like to focus on this button, which is robots. And from these options that we have here, we will focus on the one that can get you leads from LinkedIn, which is, and I believe Tom will agree with me. It's one of the best, definitely one of the most up-to-date databases out there, because people keep updating it as they move from one job to another. So it's very up to date, and most of the databases out there uh, are actually getting data from there as well, but they are not very up to date. So there might be like 1 year, 9 months old. So we'll do this in real time. Okay, so let's focus on this robot. These other robots are maybe for the next time, but just to let you know, here we have the robots that can track LinkedIn posts. So, for example, you can track your competitors or your customers. So, imagine you can track your customers, and whenever they post anything, then a robot can analyze what the post is about, and if there's a signal like launching new product or expanding to new business, so to new market, or maybe announcing new CEO, or really something that might be for you interesting signal to focus on, reconnect, the robot can do this for you. So let's focus on this LinkedIn people search. It's very simple. It's asking you for a link to filter from LinkedIn. It works with both the basic LinkedIn search, if you don't have a paid account, or Sales Navigator, which is what we definitely recommend to have, because with the paid Sales Navigator, you can do a lot of things like monitoring all the latest changes in the company structure, like the new hires, or monitoring who is actually visiting your profile, and then you can scrape them as well. And also you can filter much in much better detail. So Toma, what are we going to scrape today, or does anybody have any idea? uh, what should we what leads we should create? Any geography? So where does everybody come from? So let's drop into the chat. Where do you come from? So we will choose some geography. Oh, Germany. All right. So we could go for Germany, Canada, Slovakia. All right. So let's do. So we have. So let's go for Canada then. All right. So let's do Canada. Yeah, yeah. Let's go for Canada. And now let's focus on some industry. Or maybe we can keep industry as it is. And yeah, let's don't limit this to industry. And later on, we can play around using AI to actually classify companies and people into our industries. Let's do it like this. And as job titles, let's go for the CEOs, or maybe even CTOs, like this. So there's one thing, the one thing you should know about LinkedIn Sales Navigator is limiting you how many leads, how many lists, and how many contacts you can see, which is the limit here is 100 lists, and each list is 25 contacts. So this is the max you can get at once. But what we do, if we want to get, for example, all 100,000 people, then we split them into multiple filters by regions or by cities, or by job titles, by headcounts, by by the how long the people have been in the company. There's actually one really interesting Google spreadsheet that can help you out. Let me maybe you'll quickly look up the link. Yeah, this one. So I recommend, it's a free version. I'm sending it to chat. So what you can do is that you can just copy paste the link, and then the link gets split into multiple filters. So this is very useful if you want to scrape more than 2,500 people. So I would do it really like. for head count. Let's do 51 to 20, and maybe Canada. Let's take Canada minus Toronto, maybe exclude. Yeah, yeah. So this is how you can, narrow down. Okay. So what we have here is, or what we actually need here to scrape the people, it's this link. This is all the robot needs to get started. So if you copy and paste the link here, then the robot will actually visit this profile. By the way, the robot can also visit this uh, every day or every week based on the settings. It doesn't really make sense if it's a static database, but it makes a lot of sense if you, for example, want to focus only on the new, for example, the people who recently changed job in the last 3 months. Because if you take this option, then the robot, these people are 1 month in the row, 2 months in the row. So you can build around this total different play. So the robot can look for these people every day. Okay, so the link is here. Then all of you that have been trying to get some leads from LinkedIn, all of you know that there might be some people who actually are not relevant. Are, even if you filter very well, still you are getting some people who actually are not relevant. And well, this actually looks quite good, but it's often happens that you're getting some false positives, some people who are not relevant, and you will need to manually clean it. We used to have like 15 virtual assistants just cleaning the data for us, but this is something that you can now solve with the AI completely, and the output is constantly the same quality, which is what we sometimes missed with people. The way how you do it is that you just describe what the people that you want to scrape, um, like what the job titles should be, and then AI through basically one prompt that we pre-fill will double check if these people are really CEOs or CTOs. So I will do CEO. I will just write it down. Relevant people are CEO. Uh, Maybe relevant persona is a CEO or a CTO. Okay, so now one more thing. Uh, if you want to filter something very specific, then you realize that you don't have that many options on LinkedIn. Like the industries are limited. So, for example, if you would like to get only companies with a SaaS business model, software as a service, then this is something that you don't find on LinkedIn. Or maybe if you want to find out that whether this manufacturing company has their own production, or is it, I don't know, is it like I'm just making it up. So there are options, industries that are not on LinkedIn, but our robot not only gets the data from there, our robot also visits the websites and can look for any information that you might need. So if you want to find out if the company is a SaaS business or business model, then the robot actually looks at the website and makes an estimated guess that based on the information, this might be or might not be relevant. So this helps also a lot, because the alternative to this is to just go on the website manually and look at it. Uh, we will focus on this a little bit later. So for now, I will just scrape any industry and I'll move forward. So how often I want to scrape the profiles? I can do it every day, but for our purpose, once is enough. And then how many leads we want to scrape? So just from the time perspective, I'll do something like 50 for now, but to get thousands, it's usually minutes. It's definitely not hours. It's quite quick. It really depends if you fill out also all this other information, and we are visiting the website or not, but it's very fast. So start, and we start. So the robot starts actually scraping the profiles. Should start in a minute. I hope that my account is not now used for some of my other workflows. Maybe I will switch this to yours because now it's running.
it
Now
it is
good.
working. It is working
It
perfectly.
is working.
Do not worry.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was actually a few minutes ago I was scraping all the people who engaged with my posts, so I just didn't know if the robot is done or not, and yeah, we're just making sure that the robots are waiting for each other. All right, so the robot is running. So the robot is running, and one information which is I believe very important. Uh, when scraping, the way how we do it, it's really safe because our robots are not really using your accounts to visit each of these profiles. If you see, there is not that many information. You don't see the website. You don't even see the LinkedIn URL of this person that would be useful for LinkedIn outreach. So you don't have that much information. So we are using your account only to load the filter, but then we are using our infrastructure, which basically uh, make sure that your account is not used for the visits, and this is also the only way how to scrape more than few hundred leads, because otherwise if you would be visiting quickly like hundreds of profiles, then this could be identified as notification. We do it completely differently to keep the account safe. We have first question from Matthew. Do I need to have a paid or premium LinkedIn account to use Leadspicker? No. No, we recommend this because you can filter more, but not really. Um, so from our clusters of robots, um, this is the only robot where the sales navigator is actually really I would really recommend to have it. For the others like the posts and LinkedIn jobs, you don't need it at all. uh, for this robot you can also do the filter on the on the regular LinkedIn like this. So CEO, maybe let's do CEO
It's
or
okay. Just
CTO, people, and then all filters. And I would go for Canada. So we could also do it like this, but it's the only difference is that you don't have that many filters here, but it might be actually also good enough. There depends what you want. In that case, you would copy paste this link to the robot instead of this one, and it would work as well. I recommend to have the sales navigator maybe for other reasons, and they are if you're using it, then and also if you want to do an LinkedIn outreach, then with the paid LinkedIn profile, you can actually send much more connection requests. You can send emails, and you have much higher limits for visit like sending connection requests to other profiles, which I believe is really it's really worth it. I think without the paid, Tom, you can tell me, but I think it was
uh,
they changed it recently to like 5 visits or something like this.
basically, without paid LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you can send only 5 connection requests with a message, and unfortunately, the 5 connection requests with message per month is really small
Mhm.
amount. And basically, with Sales Navigator, the limit is starting on 100. On 100 messages outside your network, and also there is a second benefit that limit is slowly increasing where your connection requests are accepted. So basically, with the sales navigator, you can sending the LinkedIn outreach the whole month and work normally with LinkedIn as a channel for the communication outside your network. But in terms that you are using the normal LinkedIn account, unfortunately at this moment is very limited. So yeah.
All right. So the scraping is done. It took less than 3 minutes. And if I go to contacts, so here are the data that has been scraped. Like this is the row structure, and as you see from just this, where we basically have the name, job title, and location. We have even the nice LinkedIn URL profile. We have the company LinkedIn profile. We have the website. So this all has been enriched. Then probably what you would be interested in is also to find emails. With us, we recommend to do something which is called waterfall enrichment, which basically means that you don't use just one data provider to find those emails, because each data providers might have different coverage globally. um, so we connected. Right now, we have 5 different providers connected in a chain, where we are going for one provider, looking for verified emails, and if we don't get them, we go to the second provider, and then the third one, fourth one, fifth one. But if we get an email which is marked as verified, then we send it to zero bounce to double verification, because some of the databases are returning emails as verified, but those people don't work there anymore. So there might have been verified some time ago, but nowadays they would bounce and damage your domain reputation. So if you want to find emails, all you need to do is to go to Magic Columns and click on Enrich Emails. You can also choose which emails, which accounts you want to enrich, if you don't want to spend credits on all of them. But I'll just now use uh, everybody. And you will see in a few seconds, like first results should pop up, and then the database will get more and more results from the databases. Okay, so let's wait for the emails and what we're going to do now. As I mentioned, we are not going to just scrape everybody and just spray them with emails. I believe this doesn't make any sense anymore. We need to look at the website to see if they actually are relevant. Look at their profile, analyze them, and only then decide. So, what I would do first is that I would look at the profile and get more information. So you can do it with our built-in scraper. It's basically magic column. We got some first results. So probably this is results from the first provider. You see it's popping up, so it's coming. The coverage usually is really good because it's like having 5 different tools plus verifier at once. So let's get more information about the person. One click, and we are in real time scraping data about these people. Then why is it important? Yeah, you want to check what they write about them on the profile to better categorize them. So now we choose all CEOs or CTOs, but imagine that now we got first results. Imagine that you are scraping like a bigger portion of people, and then you want to split them into the ones who are maybe more focused on sales or marketing or product or manufacturing, really anything. So it's useful to get the information. Does everybody know where does this information come from? So maybe I should explain this information. By the way, here is a button to make it bigger. So this information, this LinkedIn about me, is if you go to the profile of this person. So it's this information. It can be very useful because we can send AI to look into this information and give us some
Mhm.
insight. So it's basically research. So now, if we continue with the research, let's also research the company. So one click, and the same way we will get the information from the LinkedIn company profiles. So right, sometimes the columns are waiting for the others to be done, but it's very it's it's actually really quick. Then what I also like to do is to go away from LinkedIn and summarize the website of that company. Here we go. So here we have the information from the about the company. So I can maybe go again here and show you what we have. Mhm. So this is the information we are taking. Okay. All right. So next thing, let's go away from LinkedIn and scrape the website. So company website summary. Again, one click and our robot visit the website and summarize what are they doing. So all right, all right. So it's loading. So it's like if you would copy and paste the if you would go on some website, click Command A or Control A and put it to GPT and ask GPT, can you summarize what is this company doing? And then you get the results. So if I look at it, this is what we have here. A lot of information that we can later use for classification. Okay, so Thomas, I think it's now to play around with some relevancy check. So what would you recommend? What do you recommend we can do?
Basically, for the relevancy check, I will recommend basically start with AI custom column, and we can basically try to define a few industries.
Hmm.
And here is also really important to mention that you can utilize that for the classification. You can name the industries where you would like to classify, but in terms how GPT-4 is behaving, you need to there also some other option. So basically, for example, where you define the marketing agencies and software development studios and etc. You
Hmm.
just need to keep also the third option like other or something just like that, because when you define only the options like
Hmm.
marketing agencies and software studios, the GPT every company will be classified as one of predefined industries, and that can cause you a lot of
Okay.
false positivity.
So,
So
so should we make it two columns or just one? And
uh,
one, should I ask AI to look at the website, at the company description, and tell me what is the industry? That's option one. Or should I ask AI if look at the website, look at the profile, and tell me if this company is matched to any of these industries or other? So what do you recommend?
I recommend the second option is a faster, because in first option you also need to define some of those industries,
Okay.
because when you skip the definition, the
Hmm.
GPT defining the industries
Okay.
as GPT wants.
So I will use this template. But actually I can maybe write it just from scratch, so you know how this works. So again, I will create new column. Like imagine that this is your Excel sheet, and then you want to find out if this company on this row is actually fit to some of the industries which are relevant to you. So here is where the AI can help you. You just need to click on the AI custom column, one click, and let's call it uh, relevant industry. So here, if you know, like, is everybody experienced or has have you guys experienced working with GPT prompting? Can you maybe go give us like thumb up or down if you haven't tried GPT chat yet, just to understand what is the experience here. So yeah, okay, used. We got one. Okay, we got another. Great. All right. Uh, okay, great. So this, imagine this works the same way as chatting with AI, with the difference that you can include the information from the from the table for all the rows. So uh, you don't really need to go to ChatGPT and then paste information ask. You can do everything from here for all the rows. If you would have it thousands of rows, you can do it all at once. So the task now is let's write a prompt, which is basically the task for the AI. Look at the input. So how we would do it? Look at the input
Uh,
and answer. Uh, uh,
Maybe look at the input. Input is the company website description and LinkedIn company description, and after that you can continue whether the company
yeah,
is
is let me do it like this. Look at the input. I will define the input later. Look at the input and answer whether this company is. And now, let's say active is active in any of the industries from the provided list. Okay. And here we do a list of relevant industries from the provided list of relevant industries. I will maybe make it a bit better, bigger, so we can actually see what I'm writing. Right. So now the list of relevant industries. So what? Let's imagine that we want to reach out only to people from some industry. So what should we take? Well, it doesn't need to be industry. It could be vertical, really anything.
we can as a first basically because you took the new CEOs, so the first vertical can be AI because I think a lot of people will operate with that.
Okay.
uh,
Then
the si-
let's take also something more traditional, like um,
manufacturing,
manu. Okay, manufacturing, transportation.
hospitality.
Hospitality. What else? Healthcare, maybe.
It can be,
Health care and well-being, maybe.
yeah.
All right.
And
So what else? Finance. It's big. Finance. Uh, 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 maybe
tra-
credit. Well, how to call it?
uh, I think
Soft.
we can end it up with the last option. That's the other. I think for the demonstration, it will be
It,
enough of.
it's funny. There might be a lot of software companies, but which are not AI. So I would
Uh,
do software companies, not AI focused. So you can really make it up. We can really make it up based on what are your criteria. And yeah, as you mentioned, it's good that we also include the option other. So if it's not a fit, then AI can just say it's other. Then I would say the output should be one of the industries from the list. The output should be, well, just one or max one of the industries from the list. Okay, and now the fun part. Here is the input, and as input, we will be using the columns that we have in the data table. So I will definitely go for the company name, and then I will go for the company website. Then very important, I will go for the information from the LinkedIn company, from the company LinkedIn profile, and also for the website summary. So this I believe should work. Uh, it happens that you don't write it correctly for the first time, so that's why you can just click on the preview button, one click, and you should see if the prompt is working. Okay, so we got finance, other software companies, not AI focus, other. It seems that it's answering what I expected, so I can click on submit, and then the AI does the job for all the rows. So in a few seconds, the results will appear. By the way, you can play around, do as many columns, as many classifications as you want. We are not charging any we are not charging credits for how much AI you use or how much you scrape. It's getting like, first of all, we believe that the more classification you use, the more relevancy you check, the more personalization you do, the better is then the output, and also the cost of the latest AI models are going down and down. So we just decided that we cover it with the like a 90 bucks subscription. All right. So what we have? We have finance. We have other software companies, transformation and logistics. As you can see, driver seat is a transportation company. Seems to be a fit. Hospitality. Well, Eagle Resort and Casino. Okay. Yeah.
You can
Artificial
also
intelligence.
open some of those websites to check that is really real and that is not hallucination.
Okay.
So
So let's open website. Okay. So this is where the AI looked at. Okay.
so basically
It,
it was classified as a transportation, and
so
it
hi-
seems
high five.
happy driver on the picture, so it seems like transportation company.
Hmm. Yeah. Uh, then well, we already jumped into checking the industry. So do you have some questions? No. Okay. Guys, ask questions. So if you have any questions, just ask right away. So we can do it. Uh, what I actually really like is that I can use the AI not only to check the relevancy, but for example, to clean the company names. So if I want to take out all this I and C, or LLC and all these things, LTD, you can do it also with one click. In past, we've been just rewriting this manually, but now we can use AI, and it's very simple. We have also predefined template here. You click on clean company name. Sorry, I just clicked somewhere else. Clean company name. It works the same, but there is already a pre-made template of prompt that we did, and we basically tell AI. So look at the value in the column company name, and if there's something like LTD or LLC, or just something too long, then turn it into nice name without all of this. So if you click on submit, then we will get the results. Questions from a question. Uh, can the AI differentiate between languages on websites and on LinkedIn to create results in one language? Yes, yes, and as we come from Europe, this is a big topic for us. You can do a lot of things. It can understand many languages. It can give you output in the language that you want. It can even give you output in the language which was the original language. What we, for example, also do, I can show you, tell you for our inbound process. What we do is that we let AI to look at the names, which is maybe too specific for Europe. But we let AI to look at the names and some of the information from LinkedIn, and then decide if it's obvious that this person is coming from Germany, then we can even output a message that will be in German, or in like local languages. So all of that is possible. Uh, So I don't know if this answered your question, or maybe you can elaborate a little bit more on this, Matthew. But yeah, and we have also Maya asking. So Matthew, okay. So Maya is asking. So maybe let me try to invite you. Yeah.
Yeah, hi.
Hello.
This is very cool. Yes, I have a question in terms of how many contacts can a person like upload? Because like sometimes I guess for me, like I would think about like, okay, there's a bunch of people like in my, say for instance, I'm connected to on LinkedIn. And it's like, can I upload? I don't know if it works where I can upload all of my contacts and let it sort through
Yeah.
it, or how does that work?
Yeah, this is a great question. I made a post about it, and we had one webinar just about this. I have 12,000 people in my connections on LinkedIn. So what you can do, this is really nice use case. So what you can do is that you can go to your LinkedIn account, and you can. So there's no limit on how many people you can import. But what you're referring to is that you can go here to the settings and privacy, and you can actually export all your connections. So it was, I think, here. Yeah, get copy of your data. So what you can do is that you can export all your connections. This could take like 10 minutes or something, and then you can import them to the platform. There's just one thing you should notice. Uh, Once you have the data from LinkedIn, you need to open it, because on the first line there is some text from LinkedIn that you need to remove, just to make sure that the first line are the columns, and then you can upload it to the platform as CSV or Excel file. Once this is in, then you can click one button to get the information, about the person on LinkedIn, and then you can make a column like, is this, like the prompt. We can actually do it. We can make a prompt like this. Actually we have only CEOs, but you can write a prompt like, look at the input, which is the job title and the company information, or sorry, personal information, and output if this is a salesperson or marketing person or maybe CEO, investor, anything. So I do this to classify my connections, and even if I'm actually looking for somebody who can, uh, who has some insight to some industry, then I do it always with uploading all my data here, and then I just use the AI built-in features to classify. So did this answer your question?
Yeah, thank you. That sounds really cool. So in terms of like removing the first line of text in the Excel spreadsheet, I don't really work with Excel spreadsheets, so it's pretty simple, right? Just you go into like maybe Google Sheets or something, just delete it. Is that how that works?
Yeah, I open it in Excel or open it in Google Spreadsheets,
Okay.
and just remove the first one or two rows or something like this.
Okay,
Uh,
cool.
I
Thanks.
Let me check if I have the connection somewhere here.
Oh, what we will see in your files right now.
Okay, I'll do it on my second screen. No, 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 no. Yeah, LinkedIn connections export. I don't know what could be the name of the file. Connections export. Yeah, that doesn't matter. You can try it out if you will. If you will come across any issue, just drop us a message. We can help you out. It's very simple. It's just removing some unnecessary rows.
Sure. Thank you. That sounds good.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So this is what we had. Maybe I do one more column, which would be. I'll show you. I will check w- what and if the people have been posting about something in the last 3 months. So let me click on Magic Columns and go to LinkedIn latest post. So one click, and what we will get is that our robot looks at what they post, and they actually look at the last, I think, three posts in the last 3 months, and you get the information here. Sorry, I clicked uh, somewhere else. And this is pretty interesting, because once you have this information, you can make a prompt and ask AI if they have been, mentioning something that might be a signal for you, for example. So let me think about some interesting signal. So yeah, let me look in the post in the prompts in the document, and let's use this one. So I will make AI custom column. I will call it uh, signals, and I will copy paste the prompt from the document I shared with you. And here I'm asking AI, look at the input and find information about any of these signals. So the signals are business expansion, starting a new job, expanding the team, launching new product or service, something, or actually no signal. Then I say the output should be the type of signal and describe in one line what the signal is about. And because this is already quite advanced prompt, so if it's advanced, I recommend to give some examples to AI. And here the example is, input example is, I'm happy to announce a new product, a platform for SMEs, blah blah blah. And output would be as a signal, launching new product, and a summary what they do. So this is an example, so the AI kind of understand better what I'm asking for. And as input, I will just drag and drop this LinkedIn latest post. So let's see if we get something. Maybe we get like no signal, no signal, no signal. I know we got no signal, expanding the team, no signal, no signal, traveling for events. All right. So let's submit. And again, imagine that you have 10,000 connections and you want to find out if any of them has been recently posting about something which is relevant to your business. You can just this is like having a team of research assistants who just go through thousands and thousands of sources and do the research for you. And I believe the future of AI in lead generation or marketing in general, it's about the research at scale. So yes, Maya.
Yeah, this is very cool. So I'm just curious, when it says no signal and things like that, is there any way that a person would be able to like have, say for instance, if it was looking through 10,000 connections or whatever, would it be able to put the ones that are relevant at the top of the column? Like, would that be possible, or just to show those rather than the no signal?
Uh, I'm not sure if I understood. Like, what is the relevance? What do you mean by relevant?
Sure, like
uh, Vlasti, I will basically navigate you. Basically, I think the filters can help because basically
I'm
in
thinking if you want to filter the people, or is this like, do you want to filter out the people that have some signal, or do I misunderstood this?
yeah, like filtering out the people who actually like mentioned that keyword in their latest post, like having everybody else not be in the column, but only
Hmm.
having the people who actually mentioned the key kind of
Okay.
stuff in.
Okay. So you can filter
Oh,
like
cool.
this, and here let's say the signal would be expanding the team, and apply. And now we have all the people that mentioned that are expanding the team.
Wow, that is so powerful. This is amazing.
And then, and we will go. Well, we have last few minutes, but I can show you. You can then use the AI to rephrase the signal into the message. So we can do something like this. Let's call it AI personalization, and I would say AI. Look at the input and finish this sentence, starting with a finish sentence. Finish this sentence starting with a prefix, and the prefix could be, so what could be, uh, I noticed that you, and now we let AI finish the sentence. So finish the sentence with the specific signal from the input. As input, we use this column which we called signals. So this is so we will use signals as the input, and we also say uh, output should be, I like it short. I don't like it to talk too much because people then can recognize this was AI. So I really like it only to finish sentence with some context that we researched, not to make up whole AI generated lame message. So output should be, let's say, 16 words long max, uh, and should start always with I noticed. Okay, so let's see if this works. Uh, Following keywords are not valid columns. No, please remove them. Okay, interesting. So,
Vlasty maybe will be the issue with naming this column,
yeah, you're
be-
right. Yeah, you're right. I
because
made
there
it.
is a question mark. So
Yeah,
maybe
uh,
let's just copy the prompt, generate basically
yeah,
new.
yeah. You're right. You're right. I just noticed it's the question mark. It's a bug that broke this. So okay, let's call it uh signals two. Okay, let's submit this. Okay, and I will hide this column for now. I just removed. I just didn't save my prompt, but doesn't matter. I'll write again. So look at the input and finish a sentence starting with this prefix. I notice that you, and then we tell AI finish the sentence based on the context from the input. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we already got the column, but it will be called signals two. Uh, Here is the input, and output should be max 16 words. Always need to start with I noticed. And let's call it AI, or maybe let's call it really I noticed, like this. Okay, so let's see what we're getting. Yeah, I noticed that you have a keen interest communication strategy. Okay, that is one. Like it. Active sticking to grow your team.
Uh,
I'll make it. I'll change it. I don't like it, so I'll make it shorter, and I will say, uh, finish this sentence, uh, mentioning what signal we researched about
uh,
them, and maybe example. So, for example, ex- expanding the for example, uh, expanding the team. We are right now hiring new uh, account executive. So this is the uh, input example, and output example would be then uh, I noticed that you are currently hiring a new account executive colleague. All right.
uh, And
So
Vlasti, here, do not forget that for the preview, we still taking the first 5 rows. We do not respect the filter. I think that the first prompt that you have
mhm.
was already good, but the first few people have no signal, and there was a description
uh,
what they are doing. So when you click on the submit, you should receive the relevant personalizations for your filter
okay.
where you have filter out the expanding the team.
All right.
So
You're right. Yeah. So here we have it. I notice you are hiring for an administrative manager position. I notice you are. Oh, sorry. I notice you are seeking full-time graphic designer and video editor. I notice that you're actively hiring new staff for the team. So That's all based on on this signal. So you can really play around like this, and this can be really flexible.
And
Well,
as a
yeah.
last thing, maybe will be good utilize this signal, because at this moment we have two options how to basically push the leads into the campaign. The
Mhm.
first option is delete. Basically filter out and delete all the leads without relevant filter. Or second option, what is a
Mhm.
smarter option, is use the condition outreach. So basically, rest it will be vastly up to you, because you already start with that.
Yeah. If it
Uh,
mentions a signal, or no if it says no signal. Let's try it like this. I'm turning on the condition.
and
Uh,
input is missing at this moment.
Input is here. This is the input, and as input, I'll try to put there the signals, and let's see if this works.
Yes,
Okay, no.
it is works, because the first five does not have any signal.
All right. Okay, so what we have here? No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. It takes a few seconds. But this is very important because imagine that you're narrowing down the people who might be relevant, but you really didn't find any signals. So you narrow this down. Well, it's loading because we have a filter, and it's firstly answering for the from the top to the bottom. But we will have the answers here in a second. So okay, no, oh, I think it doesn't work. So I think we made some mistake. Uh,
So
I'll do
maybe
it
we'll
differently. Yeah. I'll look at input and answer yes if it, maybe we can do it very easy. If it does not mention uh, no signal, or answer uh, no if it mentions uh, no signal. Example, no signal, no signal, no. And then we do expanding the team. Yes, on to new business. Yes. All right, let's try again. Okay, no, yes, no, yes. I think it should be fixed. Then we were not really clear. We need to be. You see, it's like sometimes small, tiny changes can really make big difference on the results. But the good thing is that if you figure this once, then it works constantly for. It doesn't matter if it's 45 rows or 10,000 rows. It really works for everything. Uh, all right, so this should appear in a minute. Okay, yes, 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 yes. Okay, now it works because these are all signals. You can actually remove the filter. And if I remove the filter, I will see that sometimes no, sometimes yes. So it does the classification for us. So now the last step usually is to create a sequence. Uh, we direct from the platform. We built in emailing tool with the best possible deliverability that is technically possible, and LinkedIn outreach tool, and you can combine them in multiple steps. So we can, for example, start with first message, and I'm remaking up introduction. And here I do hi, first name. Now we use the personalization like I noticed, which was here, and blah 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 blah. Best lastly. So you can make multiple steps like this. Okay. Then let's say in few days you want to continue with another message. Hey, just following up. Of course, the message, should be nicer. Yes, Maya.
So this actually sends the direct messages to people in terms, or is this emails like DMs with LinkedIn, or does it like find their email address and send them the emails?
Both, both. So
Wow, that's
uh,
incredibly impressive. I haven't found any other software that can do that.
yeah, we do both. I'll show you. If you choose the email step, then it's sending emails. If you choose the LinkedIn, then you can choose if it's a connection request, if it's a direct message, or if it's email. The difference is that direct message could be sent only to your connections. Connection request could be sent only to somebody who is not your first level connection. And I think the same applies for emails. I
Wow,
don't know
okay,
if
that's great.
yeah. So we can do a connection request. Hello, first name. Again, personalize really everything. Wait few days and send it. Like we are using it, for example, for also for our inbound. So if somebody signs up, we enrich all the information. We find out how big is the company, what's the geography, size, location, what they do, industry, if it's a fit, and then based on this, we send them to different projects and we follow up by email, send them connection request, all of that. So what we wanted to show is that you can use the conditions. So we had the condition if there was a signal, so I can use it, and if yes, then it tells me that it's matching, certain amount of people. So the rest will be skipped, and only the ones with the signal will be contacted. And yeah, it's very simple. You can choose. I can show you here in the outreach settings. You can connect as many emails as you want on Google or on Outlook. It's really one click. You sign up and your emails is connected. You can connect more of them. Like we don't really have any limit on that. You can also connect LinkedIn accounts. We have so with the silver tier we can connect five. So you don't need to pay for five different tools. With the gold we can connect 10, and you can create multiple campaigns and assign. Okay, this campaign will be this LinkedIn account and these emails, and you can really combine it. And yeah, I believe that's it. To start the campaign, it's very simple. So once the sequence is prepared, you just check the settings, choose from which email you want to send it out, how many emails per day. Uh, yeah, and some basic settings like I want to skip weekends, but sending Monday to Friday. You can change the time zone, when it should send out, and when you're happy, you can just click on start and send it out, or you can send yourself a test email. Yeah, basically that's it. So from getting leads at scale from LinkedIn without getting blocked to actually checking a lot of data points to see if they are relevant, and then if they are relevant, we mention what we found in our research, why we are reaching out, and then it goes out with email or with LinkedIn account. So this is the whole cycle, and we see that this is kind of where it is all aiming, because the old way of spraying and praying, it's just hurting your domain, and it's very difficult to get the email delivered. Do we have any questions? We are a little bit over time, but still a lot of people in. So let's have some questions. Yeah, Matthew, have to leave. Thanks for interesting presentation. You're welcomed. All right. Do we have any other questions before I wrap up? Yes.
Quick question. So how do you said that it prevents you from getting not blocked, but like prevents you from getting like banned on like too many messages, I guess you were saying, on like LinkedIn or something like that. How does it do that? You said it goes past that limit or something?
So there are two. You need to realize there are two things on LinkedIn. I was talking at the beginning about scraping data, and now we're talking about the automation of the outreach. So the first part, which is scraping data from LinkedIn. So we figured out how to scrape data without your account actually visiting those profiles to get the information. So if you don't visit the profiles, then there is no activity from the account. It can't get blocked. So this part is safe. The automation part. Uh, so we put the limits for all the users in default really low, so you don't send that many messages that would trigger any automation. But this part could be risky because yes, this is automation of your profile. So if you want to send connection request to somebody, it actually controls your account, that visits the profile, clicks the connection request button, sends the message. So there is no way how to go around this, and only what you can do is to don't send that many messages. We in the settings we are trying to make it really really safe. If we, for example, look at my account, yeah, like these are limits are pretty safe. Also, what we do is that we don't do everything at once. So we send few, we do some random limits, and then we wait 1 hour and continue. So yeah, and the limits are different for every person. It really depends how strong or what is the strength of your profile on LinkedIn. So I'll give you example. If you do a lot of content and there are people who are trying to connect with you and comment, then you have a lot of kind of incoming inbound connections, and also you can send a lot of connections to somebody else. So LinkedIn is trying to keep the balance between with how many people you are connecting and how many people are interested in you. So if you are active, then you can send more. If you are not active at all, and then suddenly you try to send a lot of messages, then they identify you as a spammer. And well, they just tell you that you are probably using some automation, and then so they warn you a lot of times. And then like really the worst case scenario is that, well, you can't lose your account. The worst case scenario, if you really overuse it, is that they will ask you for ID to confirm it's really you, and they will tell you that, yeah, don't use the automations.
Great. Thank you so much. I had no idea that that was how it worked. That's really cool. Thanks.
Yeah, all right. I think that's it. Maybe one last thing is that there is also something called master inbox. So if you're using multiple campaigns, multiple accounts, so all of the replies can be, you can look at them also here. We are tracking the sentiment. So if you check this button, we are actually using AI to read the answers. And yeah, if you look at it, it kind of understands if the answer is positive or neutral. So that's why some of the smiles are smiling a lot, some of them not that much. And why is it useful? You can see how your campaign was successful, not just how many replies you got, but also what is the sentiment. And yeah, we can even turn auto replies, like auto follow-ups. It's actually this step. So there is a little button which is called quick follow-up. So what we can do is that you send email, somebody replies, yes, I'm totally interested. So the AI can then follow up automatically within 5 minutes with the template that you use. Like, okay, let's jump on a call. Here is my calendar link. So it can be set up like this. And I think we covered we covered most of it. Okay, so if we don't have, yeah, so impressed. Thank you, Maya. So if we don't have any more questions, then I would like to thank you for joining the webinar. Thank you a lot for all your questions. Uh, there's maybe one little thing. If any of you is active on Product Hunt, then I would be very happy if you, and I can show you the link. So if any of you know what is Product Hunt and is active there, then I would be very happy if you support us, because we will be launching on Product Hunt in probably next week. So I'm just sending it to the chat. In the chat, we would like to aim on one of the top 5 products of the day. So if you just could go there and click on the button, that would be very appreciated. But only if you know what's product hunt and you are active there. If not, then it's fine. So yeah, that's it. That's it. We will do more webinars, so stay tuned. And really, if you want to try out the platform, just go ahead. And if you have any questions, then you can always go to the chat and just message us directly. Hi, and we are trying to be very responsive, so we will respond within a few minutes. All right, so that's it, and I thank you very much, and I hope to see you. I hope to see you soon again. Thanks a lot for joining, and have a nice day. Thomas, thank
See
you
you guys.
for
Thank
thank you
you
for
very much.
co-hosting.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, hi Varun.
Hi, I just have a question. While talking to you, I was also preparing an email and also, it's also segregated some leads. If you allow me, I can share my screen.
Okay.
I do not have the access to share my screen.
Okay. So, uh, I'm not the host. It looks like I'm not the host. Uh, 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 uh Interesting. So, and Tom left, and I'm not the host. Maybe let's take it to another call, or maybe let me explain, because I don't know how to. I don't know how
Or
to
if
do
you
it.
can share your email address, it won't take anything more than 2 minutes. Just wanted to check something with you. If you can share your email address, I can send you the invite right away.
Yeah. I'm sending it. So here, last email at leadspeaker.com. So send it, and we can have a look.
Okay, I'm sending it to you right away. So sorry to bother you.
No problem. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye bye.